Hello everyone, I'm Bad Pan, a bad who plays scary games. In today's video, we're gonna cover a topic that was suggested from a lot of you guys, and it is the SMS system from Fears to Fathom in Unity. This is part 1 of the series, and in this part, we're gonna cover anything related to the UI. We're gonna set up the panel, set up the windows, set up the messages, and everything needed for the SMS system. This video will be put inside a series of videos covering Unity tips and tricks. It will also be inside another series of videos covering functions from the game Fears to Fathom inside Unity. I published my own retro horror game called Fractured Psyche. It's a psychological retro horror game. If you're into, psychological horror, you can actually check it out with a link in the description. It's available both on Windows and Android. All the files used and created in this video are available on my GitHub. You can again get to it with a link in the description. With all that being said, let's put on the mask and begin. Before starting the video, I wanted to say sorry for not making long format video for like a week or two, and that is because the company I'm working at actually put a force on us to make like 5 games in a month, and that is kind of heavy for me, and I actually worked even at home. Let me show you what we'll create at the end of these 2-part videos. We'll have an SMS system that you can, drag and drop, go up and down. You write stuff, anything you want using a script as I showed you in the short video, and you can just drag and drop. In part 1, we're just gonna cover the UI part, anything related here, and in the next part we're gonna create the script for it, like moving this around and adding messages here and anything that is related to scripts. How do we make this? It is very important to actually do everything the same as me because it has everything in here, and you guys can see how I created this. I actually created a canvas, and the canvas settings is like this. I put it on scale with the screen size. I made it 1920 by 1080 and put it at 0.5. And this is only the canvas. And I also have an SMS route. It is a panel that is behind everything. This is the panel, as you see. It is here if you don't have the background image. And we also have a background image. That is the white thing behind the messages. You can turn white or off and on. It is just a simple image that I scaled to the screen size. This window is actually something I call the rect transform because we only needed the transform for it, but I added this. It is the window, this thing you see around it. Let me just make the background a little bit darker so we can see the messages better. You see, this is the window. The thing around it is the window, this one. And you see, if I change the color, you see, this is the window around it. And we also have a header. Header is the thing up here. It's a text mesh pro. You name it, for example, anything you want. And we have a scroll view. This one is important. A scroll view is just something that you put and you can scroll down and up. And no worries, I'm just gonna explain this here. Then I'm gonna, make it one by one again myself so we can understand stuff better. So we have a scroll view. Then we have a viewport, which is actually inside the scroll view when you make it. When you make a scroll view, you have a viewport and the scroll bar vertical. Also, there's something horizontal for, going this way, right and left. And since our message won't need to go right and left, I just removed that. And the scroll bar vertical, we don't need to change anything, and it has a viewport. Inside the viewport there's something called the content, and the content is there by default for the scroll view, but we have to give it some settings so the contents inside it come one after another. So as you know, the message system is now empty. We don't have anything in here. I have 2 prefabs. We have to make our messages prefabs. So as you see, when I drag and drop my prefab to my content, it gets added, and if I just duplicate it, it goes down, and I duplicate it again and again, it goes down. And this is for the message we send. And there's also an outgoing message that the other person says, and it is there. You can add one at this one. You can put this one down over here, so it is like here. And you see, if you duplicate it, you don't have to manually place it. When you duplicate it, it automatically goes down and up. For the messages, what do we have is we have a message incoming, which is a rect transform, which is an empty object, and we also have a background. This one is very important. You need a 9-slice bubble, something that won't make the messages look weird. It has to be a 9-slice bubble. I didn't know what a 9-slice bubble was, so I searched for it and I found out a way to make it. But if you guys don't want to make it, no worries, I'll actually give you this, and I'll just right now I can just copy it and paste it. Yeah, I paste it here so you guys don't have to download it. You just get it and make it Sprite 2D UI single and apply it and just add it to your messages if you guys don't want to manually make it yourself. And it also has a text on it. You can change it anything you want. That is for the message outgoing, and for incoming and for the outgoing it is exactly the same, but the background we gave it has a different color. How does it automatically puts the message in a certain distance? For example, if I duplicate the message, it goes like 20 down. So how does it automatically does that? So that is because for each one of them, down at the content and the messages and everything, you're just gonna have to add some components which would actually make this function available and would actually make the message be at a certain distance. Now that it's done, let's actually make one ourselves. So let's create a UI canvas and make the settings like scale with the screen size 1920 by 1080. Put it at 0.5. We don't have to make it again, but I want to make it so you guys know what we are gonna actually do. And we're gonna just watch the settings from this and just copy it there. So we just make a UI panel for the canvas. I'm gonna again name it SMS underline root, which is the panel, so I know what this is. And we have a panel. This one was actually on this, so I just make this one fill the whole area as well. So you go to your rect transform anchor present, you hold alt and select this one so it covers the whole screen, and the scale is according to the whole screen. And that was for the SMS root. Then we need a background image, which is actually a simple image. So I'm gonna SMS root, right click on it and create a UI image. And I'm just gonna deactivate it and just copy the components. And this image has to cover the whole screen. Again, like the thing we did for the panel, we go to this image, go to this anchor settings, click on it and hold alt. As you see, also set position and just click this one so it covers the whole screen. And this is our background image. You can give it any color you want. This color should be okay. And I'm gonna rename it to BG, which stands for background, and it is actually an image. Again, right click on this SMS root to make a child for it, and this time we're gonna make a window, again an image, but an image that is gonna hold the value for the scroll view and the header. So you're gonna make the size you want for it. So I'm just gonna right click on the SMS root, UI image, and I'm gonna go to scene view, put this one on 2D. If you don't see it, okay, put this on 2D, then just scale it however you want. As you see, I didn't anchor it anywhere, so I'm just gonna go to my image. I'm gonna make it like this amount is, I think, okay. Now I need to make it bigger for the purpose of the video, but you can just, after you're done, you can just make it smaller. I'm just gonna make this, corners a little bit round. So input field, see, it makes it a little bit round. You can just add your own texture, which is better. In this case, I'm just gonna do this one. So window rect transform, which only we need it for this transform. And the next thing we're gonna add is the header, but first I'm gonna add the scroll view, then I'm gonna add the header at the above side of it. I'm gonna right click on this window, go to UI, you're gonna find something called scroll view and you click it, it is added. You're gonna select the scroll view, go to this anchor section, hold alt again and make it cover the whole window. As you see, it covered the whole window, but we can just go to the scroll view again, select it and go to this rect tool. If you don't know how to go to this rect tool, you can press T on your keyboard. You can just select it from here on Unity 6 and you can just move it a little bit down so you have space for the header. The name you can put up above here. Now that we created the scroll view, let's go ahead and create the header. So I'm just gonna right click UI, Text Mesh Pro. If you wanna add Text Mesh Pro, I wanna add a text up here. You can just use a legacy text, but I'm gonna use Text Mesh Pro because it is actually newer and it is actually better. So I'm just gonna make a text. I'm gonna put it above the scroll view. I'm gonna name it header, which is actually text plus close button. If you have a close button, you can just put it here. So when you click on it, the whole thing closes. I'm gonna again go to this rect tool. I'm just gonna drag it here and it is attached. If you're on the rect tool and you make your text go near an object, it gets attached to it. Then I'm just gonna scale it accordingly so it attaches to the both sides. If you want to scale it on both sides, you're just gonna hold alt while you go this way. It is okay. Then I'm gonna make it cover the whole screen and I'm gonna make the text black so we can see it. And I want to make the text go in the center, so I'm just going to go to this text settings, alignment, middle, and this one also middle. I'm going to make it bold. You can give auto size so it gets your size, but I want it to be maximum like this. So like 47 is okay. I'm going to say message box. We are messaging, I don't know, maybe bath pan, not like this, bath pan. You can put any name you want, anything you want to write up here, it is yours. And that was the header. We go inside the scroll view. You see we have a viewport and a content. As I told you, it automatically has a content. We don't need this horizontal because we didn't have it up here, because we don't want to go right or left. We just want to go down and up. So we can just delete it. We're now done with the UI part, but we didn't set up we're just gonna go to this object and give it any components that we previously gave it. And I'm gonna try to explain the components. So on the SMS route, we don't have anything. For the background image, we don't have anything. For the window, we only have the UI drag, which we'll cover in the next part. We have a header, which is simply a simple text. We have this scroll view, which is completely fine. It has nothing. The thing we have is actually on the content. And as you see, it has a vertical layout group and a content size filter. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our content and we're just going to give it those values. First one was the vertical layout group and the content size filter. As you see, for the content size filter, I only told it to do it for the vertical fit. Vertical fit is only for the up and down. So we go to this content and we just give it the preferred size on the vertical fit. And I just gave it 25 for the top and bottom. So we have 25 up and 25 bottom. The distance between the next object and the last object. So we say 25 top and 25 down. Put this one at upper center because we don't want the content to control where the message is going to be anchored. So I'm just going to put it at center. Then inside the messages prefab, which I'm going to show you in the following minutes, we're going to choose if we want it to, anchor to the left, so we send the message, or anchor to the right, the contact send the message. So as you see, we have 25, 25, and we only have to check control child size for the widths. So it goes this way. This is the width and this is the height. Up and down is height, left and right is width. So for the content, we only need to check the control child size and uncheck everything else. And that is everything we need for the content. As you see, it is exactly the same. And one thing you have to do is you're gonna again go to your content and go to this anchor and anchor it to the top side. So it is anchored to the top center, and then we're gonna go ahead and create something called like a message bubble. As you see, it is here, and I'm gonna make this one a child of the message incoming. And as you see, it is attached to the left side pretty a lot, and I'm gonna add the next message. You see this one is attached to this way as well, and we're gonna fix it, no worries. First, I'm gonna create the message incoming. So it is actually an empty object. Right click on the content. I'm gonna make this message incoming, this thing. So on the content, I'm gonna right click, create an empty object. I'm gonna call it message income. This is actually rect transform. An empty object, we're gonna use this transform only as a parent, and we're gonna get the settings like this one. As you see, it is anchored to the left side. So again, we're gonna get it and put its y at 1 and put its x at 0. Then it has a background, which is actually an image. So we're gonna right click on it, a UI image, and the image is called the background, which is the bubble. So for this one, you need the 9 slice bubble. If you don't know how to create it, I'll give you the 9 slice bubble here. You can just drag and drop it here. As you see, it is like a message thing. Let me just make it a little bit reddish or something that is okay to the eye. This is it with the 9 slice bubble, and without it, you see the difference it makes. If you guys want to make your own 9 slice bubble, you're gonna go to the settings. You're gonna open this sprite editor. If you don't have it, when you select the texture, it's gonna show you an open sprite editor. You can just click it. If you don't have it, it says install it. You install it, you come here and just give it the border of 20, 20, 20, 20. So when you change the values to 20, it gives the space, as you see, these green things, for the image to stretch and scale properly. And when you make it that way, it is actually called the 9 slice bubble, I guess. So for the background, I give it the 9 slice bubble. Then there is a child. The child is like a text mesh pro, and you see it is fitted inside it. So I'm just gonna right click on the UI that we created and just add a text mesh pro. and I'm gonna make the Text Mesh Pro scaled accordingly. Now let's go ahead and change the settings like the Text Mesh Pro above. You see inside this Text Mesh Pro, auto size is on, so we're gonna select it and make auto size on. I'm gonna put it at 34, is okay. I'm gonna make the text black and I'm gonna make it bold. Also it is at the center, middle, but it is anchored to the left, so I'm just gonna anchor it to the left, but put it at the center. And it has this overflow, as you see, set to truncate. I don't know what this is called, truncate. I'm gonna put this one on truncate as well. Then it has the content size fitter, so it fits this Text Mesh Pro content inside the parent. So we're just gonna give it the content size fitter, and I'm gonna put both of them inside the preferred size. Then we're gonna go to the background, the parent, the 9 slice bubble. You see it has a horizontal layout group. The horizontal layout groups for the left and right. And for the background down, we're gonna add the horizontal layout group as well. So horizontal layout group. And as you see, for the above one, we made 20 for everything. So we're just gonna say 20, 20, 20, and 20. Then the child alignment is middle left. So we say, click on it, middle left. You see it is here and anchored to the left. Then it has child force expand. For the width and height, it is checked. So width and height is checked. So the next thing, now we are done with the 9 slice bubble, the background. It also has the content size fitter as well. For the background, it has the content size fitter, so it's gonna fit the content inside it. As you see, it is exactly on the name. So I'm gonna select my image. So I'm just gonna go to this background and add component, content size fitter for the horizontal and background. As you already see, it actually tries to, you see, scale according to the message that we created already. Now the next thing we need is go to this parent direct transform, the empty object we created, and just give this one a layout to, anchor to the left side of the message box. And we're just gonna do it. So we're just gonna go to our message incoming, the transform. I'm just gonna add a horizontal layout group. Already you see it anchors to the left side, and this one is pretty okay, but the problem is, and we have no problem, it is actually anchored to the left side of the screen. As I was making this new system, I found out that there was actually a very better way to do it, and it was to only check this child for expand to move it to the left side, and we didn't have to, like this one, make this one like minus 159 to put it on the left side and just turn these off. We didn't have to do it, and I tried to anchor it manually, but I found out a better way, and it was just we don't need the layout element. We just have to make this one 0, so obviously it is in the center, but when you click on child force expand, it automatically gets anchored to the left side of the screen, and that is perfect. And if you want to move it a little bit right, you just touch this one, but I'm okay with it. And everything is the same for the outgoing message, the message that is the contact give us. I think that this one is the outgoing, and the one, because the thing we send is outgoing and the one that comes is incoming. So I think I was calling them wrong from the start of the video, sorry for it. So this was the outgoing, and the incoming is the next one. The only changes you have to make is, let me just show you. If it is up here, you see we don't need this, it gets automatically here. You just move it a little bit right. So the only thing we're just gonna change for the right message is just we're gonna go to this message and just make it upper right instead of upper left. And if it is so close to there, you just increase the right to 10. And now this message is the incoming message, and you can just change the color for it. So this one is incoming. And that is everything we're gonna do. You can just change the message here. See, it increases there. Hi, my name is Jackson. And what we're gonna do is we have to make these two prefabs, so we can just add it to the content anytime we want using scripts. So how to make a prefab? I'm gonna create a new folder, prefs, so we don't confuse it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna name it, so MSG left, for example, and this one MSG right. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna select it, drag and drop it here, and now it is a prefab. You can just unpack prefab completely to make it not prefab in the scene. Then you can do it for the right as well, so you have two free prefabs. And the next time you're gonna add a content or a sentence here, you just go to this content, you drag and drop this prefab to the content. This is important, not the viewport, because it gets all weird. You have to make it a child of the content, and you see, you add it and it gets added multiple times. I'm gonna make it all weird. You see, this is a message. Now we can go ahead and check it out, I think. I hope it works. So as you see, this is a message box. The message box is actually, I think, big, so we can make it smaller, I guess. Make this one 0.7, I guess. 0.8. You see, this is it. You can go down. You can scroll up, scroll down. You see, this is the message box. You can come down, scroll up, take this one, go up, take this one, go down, and this is the message box. You can change the sentences for each one. I just duplicated them. You can go to this text and change what you want to write on it. You see this one randomly. This is how you make it. If you want two message boxes, this is easy. You're gonna do is you're gonna make this one, go this one to the left, and as simple as possible, just duplicate it and move it to the right. And instead of, messaging Batman, you just message Jack, for example. You have two message boxes. And that is how to recreate the SMS system like First Fathom in Unity. I tried my best to, explain it as simple as possible, because when I was looking for it, it wasn't easy. I tried to understand it first myself, then try to explain it as simple as possible to you guys. In the next part, we're gonna cover the scripts and everything needed for the scripts and adding them without, duplicating them manually. And we're gonna add the drag function for this message box. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, a like would be amazing. You can also subscribe to see more contents like this. You can leave any comments in the comment section below. Anything you want to say, anything you want to know, any suggestions or any comments or any opinions. Sorry, this video has been a long video. It's like 40 minutes now, but I think I'm gonna go to like 25 or 30 minutes with edits. Thank you so much for watching. Don't miss out the part 2. It is for the coding section. And when I make the part 2, I'll add the link in the description to it. So with all that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.